Hi students, time for general linguistics again. Today we are going to discuss semantics. As you know, semantics is a science that deals with meanings. Okay, without further ado, let's go to my PowerPoint slides. Okay, so this is the slides. Hang on. Okay, so this is today's topic, semantics. And the materials on the slides are taken from this textbook. You can read it by yourself. Still new, 2018. Okay, the first concepts that I would like to introduce to you is denotative and connotative meaning. Denotative means the basic, the literal, or the original, or you may say the dictionary definition of meaning. It means that whenever you find a word, and if you look it up in a dictionary, the meaning that you find in the dictionary is what we call denotative meaning. So that's why it is called dictionary meaning. It's the meaning that you can find in the dictionary. So for example, if I have a phrase Mercedes car, the denotative meaning of this phrase is this object. So it's a car whose brand is Mercedes. Yeah, it's that simple. In contrast, connotative meaning is the meaning associated with certain shared perception or emotion or attitude about something in a specific community or in a specific context of a community. Yeah, so connotative is larger than denotative. So if I say he drives a Mercedes car, then the connotative meaning of this sentence is he is rich because he can afford a Mercedes car, which we know is a luxurious car, is a very expensive car. So there is a certain meaning associated with the sentence he drives a Mercedes car. Yeah. Its connotative meaning is that he is a rich person. Yeah. Okay, so that's connotative and denotative. Let's go to the next. We have the semantic features, which are the basic characteristics that are inherent in an object or concept. So every word has its own semantic features. It's the characteristics that are embedded, that are originally there, yeah, as its inherent feature. And in a binary analysis, we can do an analysis of a word into the semantic features. And it goes like this. Yeah. So if there is the word man, we analyze it into the binary analysis. We do the binary analysis, and we have man is adult. That's why you have a plus sign here, which means that man is adult. Man is human. That's why you have a plus sign here. So it's human, adult, human, and it is male. That's why we have a plus sign here. So man is adult, human, and male. Yeah. Boy, on the other hand, is not an adult, yeah, because boy has not been an adult yet. Still a boy, yeah, still a child. So that's why we have a minus sign here. But it is human, and that's why we have a plus sign here. And it is male. Yeah. So analyzed in binary analysis, we have these semantic features for the two words here, man and boy. And these are the semantic features of man and boy. Yeah. I think you can apply this. You can do the binary analysis yourself with woman and girl. Yeah. You can try later. Okay, next slide is the sentence meaning and utterance meaning. Sentence meaning is the semantic content of a sentence. So it's really the meaning of that sentence. Utterance meaning, on the other hand, is the semantic content plus the pragmatic meaning. Now note here, the word pragmatic means the meaning that depends on the context. That is, context means who he is speaking to, in what situation, yeah, for what purpose. Those are pragmatic elements. Those are the pragmatic elements. So in utterance meaning, we take into account the context, the pragmatic elements of the meaning. So it's not only the meaning of the individual words, but also the meaning as it is related to the context, to who the person is speaking to, what kind of purpose he or she wants to achieve, yeah? Probably what kind of politeness that he or she is applying. Yeah, this kinds of pragmatic elements determine the utterance meaning. So let's take an example, a teacher in a classroom without the air conditioner on. So the air conditioner is probably broken or is off. Yeah. He says, it is hot in here. Yeah. It is hot in here. Now the sentence meaning of this is that the condition is hot in the room. It's as simple as that. It is hot in here means that the condition is hot in this classroom. That's it. Sentence meaning, right? But the pragmatic meaning is, I don't like this situation. Yeah? I'm complaining now. The weather or the temperature is too hot for me in this room. So please turn on the AC or open the windows. Yeah, so this is the pragmatic meaning of the teacher. See, the sentence meaning is just like that. The condition is hot, but the pragmatic meaning is something beyond what he said. The pragmatic meaning is, I don't like this situation. Please, somebody turn on the AC or open the windows. Yeah. In your daily conversation, you probably do not realize that most of the time you rely on the pragmatic meaning of everybody speaking to you. You also even um, give out the pragmatic meaning when you talk to somebody. Yeah, that's the nature of human communication. So we communicate well because we can read everybody else pragmatic meaning and not only the sentence meaning. Okay, let me continue. Now, the principle of compositionality versus idiom. The principle of compositionality means the meaning of a sentence depends on the meaning of the words that it contains and the way they are arranged. In other words, the grammar. Yeah? So the principle of compositionality means the meaning of the words that a sentence contains and the way the words are put one after the other. Or in other words, the grammar of the sentence. You might recall that grammar is the way words are arranged one after another in a string of sentence in such a way so that it makes a meaningful string. Okay, so for example, the sentence "the cat bites him." Yeah, so the meaning of this sentence is simply there is a cat and the cat bites him. Yeah, if we change the order of the words, he bites the cat, then we have another meaning. There's a person, a male person, and he does something which is biting the cat. Yeah, so the principle of compositionality applies very well here in the two sentences here. Yeah. The meaning depends on the words that it contains and the order of the words that are applied in the sentence. Now compare that with idioms. Now idioms are sentences in which the principle above does not apply. You cannot apply the principle of compositionality in idioms because they have their own meanings. Yeah. So let's see the example, he kicked the bucket. Now you cannot apply the principle of compositionality here. Yeah. You imagine that there's someone and there's a bucket and then he kicked the bucket. Yeah. And if the context determines the meaning, then it actually means he died. It has its own meaning, he died. Yeah. So there's nothing to do with bucket, it's nothing to do with kicking. It simply means something else, which is he died, he passed away. Another brighter sentence or example, he rocks the world with his music. Now, it doesn't mean that he grips the earth and then he shakes it so that everybody is shaken and earthquake occurs everywhere. No, it doesn't mean like that. It means that he is hugely popular because of his music and many people idolize him. Okay, so that's the idiomatic expressions. The expressions in which the principle of compositionality simply does not apply because they have their own meanings. Okay. Now, the next topic is speech acts and implicature. Implicature, that's the pronunciation, yeah? Implicature. Speech acts is simply defined as things that we do by speaking. Things that we do by speaking. We have several speech acts. Assertive means that we state a fact. For example, I'm teaching now. That's a fact. Yeah. Directive means that we order others to do something. If I say to you, please read page 10 until 15. Now that is directive. I am ordering you to do something. Yeah. Commissive is if we promise something, when we promise something. For example, I promise I'm going to study harder, so I will pass this course. Now that's the promise. That's you are doing a commissive speech act because you promise something. Declarative means we change something, we change the condition, we change the status by saying a certain expression. So for example, if you are a pastor in a church, in a wedding ceremony, you will say this declarative speech act. I pronounce you husband and wife. And at that moment, the couple becomes husband and wife. The couple has been formally acknowledged as husband and wife. Yeah, so we change something, we change the status of the man and the woman into a certain status. Now, if you say this as a pastor, then you have changed the situation, you have changed their status. The moment you say this, they become husband and wife. Expressive is another speech act. This is when we express our feeling. I think you are familiar with how you express your feeling using language, right? So that's expressive. Implicature is nothing else but the intended but unspoken meaning of a speaker. Notice the word unspoken here. Yeah? Unspoken means that somehow you have to infer what somebody else means when he or she says something. It is what the speaker intends to mean. Yeah, that's implicature. So coming back to our example, in a hot classroom, the teacher said, it is hot in here. Yeah, the implicature is, I don't like the heat. I'm not comfortable here because it's too hot. Please open the window or turn on the AC. That's the implicature. Again, in our daily life, we infer the implicature of people speaking to us quite well. And that's why we can communicate to each other well. Yeah, what I'm doing here is to explain to you that this kind of mechanism is present in semantics, implicature. It's the unspoken meaning of a speaker. Okay, you can do a lengthy analysis of somebody else's implicature from his or her speech. Yeah, that's interesting. That would be interesting. Okay, so far, so that's my explanation about semantics. I want you to listen again if it's not clear for you. Necessarily, you have to play the video again. But in the meantime, I wish you Good luck, stay healthy, stay safe, and goodbye for now.